Oh, there it is. There's that live. Let's see here. Hey everyone, and welcome to the show. This is Hooping Live. My name is Audrey Shear, your host. The show is all about hooping and the hooping lifestyle. So if you're interested in learning more about hooping or becoming a part of the community, you are in the right place. The show is every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we try to have cool people on the show, and we're currently working on that. So come back each week for something new. If you have seen the show before, welcome back. And if you want to start thinking about some cool comments or questions to put in the box down below, you can go ahead and do that. I always suggest people to grab their hoops and think about that stuff. If you're working on something in your own personal flow and you want to tip on it, or if you've seen something that I've done that you want to learn, just ask me and I'll teach you to the best of my ability. I'll do a quick demo here in a second for, what is this piece of hair doing? It is like having a party on its own. And yes, so I will do a quick demo while you guys grab your tea, your waters, your beverages of choices, and your hoops. I'll adjust this accordingly. Let's see, does that look good? Oh, nope. I've decapitated myself. Cool. All right. Okay, let's see. I haven't hooped today yet, so you guys are experiencing this for the first time with me today. Let's not step on those. That would not be comfortable on the feet. Got a little bit of a mess going on over here. I tried to set up some new lighting so you guys would have kind of a better view on things, but there's so many sticks and screws involved with the lights that I just got frustrated and stopped. So, well, I'll get it worked out for next week, I promise you guys. Just because people like that one for some reason. You always gotta smack the air booties, guys. Air booties are where it's at. Okay. That's good for a demo. I always regret wearing my glasses whenever I hoop because I end up hitting myself a lot. A lot of self-hitting. Let's see here. Make sure I look decent there. There we go. All right. I'm still getting used to the short hair thing. It's kind of nice, though, because when I wake up in the morning, it can be a little messy and it'll still look okay, which I like. Okay, cool. So anyway, if you saw anything I did there in that demo, feel free to comment down below and ask me in the best way that you can. Describe what I did, and I'll try to teach you guys. If you want to just voice something that you've been thinking about or want to just put something out into the hooposphere, you can also say that. I will read the comments live up until the end of the show. If you have missed previous shows and you want to watch them, or if you see something on here that you need to watch again, the shows are recorded, so you can watch them over and over again. So it's kind of nice, especially when we try teaching something live on the show. It gives you the opportunity to replay it as many times as your little heart desires. So I will...
Okay, before you do that one, can we do the screenshot? You got a real sharp picture right now.
Yeah, we can. Let me grab a hoop. Should we... Actually, we'll grab this. We'll get creative with the photos. Is that okay? Can we do this?
Okay, yeah.
Hold on, if anyone can say where this sword is from, you will be forever my best of friend.
All right, 1, 2, got it.
Cool beans. So anyway, I'll give you guys a quick update on my week, and then we'll get to the comments. So I've been kind of reorganizing my life a little bit, and cleaning up my office space because I'm trying to figure out a method where I can really start filming more videos and getting more footage out to you guys, and really working on hooping live, I guess, making that kind of my main focus. So I've been doing a lot of laundry since I know you guys care, and just kind of, you know, feng shuiing my nest. I don't know if you guys ever go through those periods in your life where you just feel like you need to clean like everything and just throw a bunch of stuff away. So it's kind of where I am right now, you know, between getting the hair changed up a little bit and reorganizing things in my life just so I can kind of feel like I'm taking a new step into the right direction. Yeah, it feels good. I have been doing a little hooping, not a whole lot this week. I did kind of a private lesson recently, which was fun. I love doing private lessons. So if you guys are ever in the Sarasota, Tampa area and want a private, hit me up. And we can do that. I want to do a lot more teaching one-on-one, but I found that internet teaching has always just worked out better for me. But I've been doing a lot of listening to different kinds of music. I know we kind of talked about that last week, but I've been really focusing on hip hop, actually, trying to see how I can maybe work that into my flow a little bit more because it is something I'm kind of awkward with. I love hip hop, but like the dancing, we've gone over this before. If you've seen the show, you know that I have weird, awkward, long arms, and hip hop dancing has just never been my forte. So I'm trying to make it more of something I can add into my life. So I probably will still look awkward doing it, but at least I tried. Okay, so it looks like we have some comments. 1 second, let me move this. There we go. Okay, there we go. So, Maxine, oh, don't cover your mouth, Audrey. There we go. Maxine Schult, that's German. Schult. We'll go with that. Maxine Schult says, I'm pretty new to hooping and I've been working super hard to get the vortex down. I either always do it too slow and lose momentum or too fast and hit myself in the head. Haha. Any pointers for that? Thanks. Yes. That's funny. Like she said, if you go too fast, you kind of do end up getting a little entangled within the hoop. And if you go too slow, it can lose its momentum. So she's not crazy when she says that. So this is kind of one of the first moves you'll learn when you're hooping, or at least it was for me. And I think it's a very important move. So if you guys already know this move, great. If not, here's your time to learn it. One thing I do want to talk about when it comes to basic tricks, I always think it's great to go back to them and work with them, relearn them, because sometimes you can forget about kind of the roots of what you started with when you were hooping. And it's kind of fun to bring those simple moves back into your flow and see how you can manipulate them or make them something different. So the vortex is this. That's just a simple vortex. There's a bunch of different ones, but one thing with the vortex is spinning does help, because if you spin a direction the hoop is going, it's going to slow down kind of the area that you can work in. So it gives you more time to think about what you're doing and put your hands in the right places and whatnot. So when you're doing it, when I teach the vortex, don't worry about the momentum as much. because you want to really get that feeling down. So if the hoop is kind of going out of whack or kind of wumpy or not straight, don't beat yourself up too much for that. Now, if you're getting tangled in the hoop, that's a little bit more of an issue. But what I like to do is turn with it. And as I'm bringing the hoop back up, sometimes a lot of people get caught like right here, and it'll kind of get stuck on their arm, or they'll kind of get their arm stuck on their head or whatever. Push the hoop out. So as I'm coming around with the vortex right here, instead of just trying to come straight back up to this hand, I'm pushing the hoop out, kind of giving it like an oomph. So it opens that area so you don't hit yourself in the head. So I'm pushing out, out. And it's same with the back. Sometimes you can get yourself kind of tangled in the back. So when you're connecting in the back, push out. And what that does is kind of helps keep yourself centered in the hoop. So hopefully that works for you. Speed-wise, I mean, speed just kind of depends on how fast you want to move the hoop. Like if you're trying to go super fast, that's great. I think just kind of having a nice steady kind of medium speed with it, just so it does stay as level as possible, I guess. I can go on forever about vortexes because there's so many minor details you can go over with them, but hopefully that helps. Let me know if I maybe skipped over something that you were wanting to know more about. And another thing is, guys, you can talk to each other in the comment section. So say I don't talk about something during a tutorial that's worked for you. Feel free to like talk to each other and help each other out. You know, we're all a community here. Let's see, we have Stefan says The Legend of Zelda. All right, well, looks like we have someone that knows what that sword is from. Yeah, it is The Legend of Zelda sword. And I have the shield back there as well, and the costume. I have a problem. So one second, guys. Hey, Craig, can you show them something? I have got to use the ladies' room.
Something else.
What?
I'll show them some photos of you.
Cool. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
I am searching for some here, and I'll bring them up here in a moment. Here we go. Let me switch to screen. Isn't live TV fun? Okay, here we go. Share. And there we go. Okay. So just so you all know where you can find these photos, these are on my Flickr photo stream. So if you go to my website, which is craigship.com, Craig with a C, ship.com, and click through to my Flickr photos and search Audrey, these will come up for you too. And you can download them. You can get the full-size photos on here. And I'll just kind of scroll through and show you some of the photos that we have that I've taken over the last several years with Audrey. And as you can see, she has a lot of different looks, and most of which are absolutely gorgeous. And these were various photo shoots that we did. That one in the bottom, almost to the bottom left, the one with the pink black bottom, that was our last photo shoot before I left Florida. I only go to Florida for the winters, so I only have the opportunity to shoot this young lady in the wintertime. And there's a photo of me with Audrey.
Aww.
And there she is with her movie in the bottom right-hand corner. That was her premiere for her movie. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that, she can tell you. Now we're going to switch back to Audrey.
Here I am. Yes, I love those photos. Aw. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the movie I was in, if you go to norealthanYouAre.com, I think that's what it is. Or is it Corresponding Films? Let us find out. I will post it on the Hooping Live.
Google it by the name, it'll come up.
Well, yeah, I'll post it on the Hooping Live Facebook page. So if you guys haven't given that a like yet, you should. I I think it's a nice little short film. And you guys can see me do some acting in it. Let's see, here we go. I'll post it right now. So don't watch it right now, though. Pay attention to Hooping Live. Pay attention to me. But if you guys want to watch it later, I'd love to know what you guys think about it. And not just thinking about like the acting and stuff, but what the movie's about. So if you guys want to start some sort of discussion under the link where I post it, that would actually be really cool because I am very interested in knowing. So let's, I feel like this is so bright. Okay, there we go. Moving forward, we have a comment from Jim Jones that says, "Hi, gorgeous." Hello back to you, gorgeous. Boats and butterflies. My little sugar pea. Okay, so Boats and Butterflies says, "Hi, Audrey. So my sister told me I won't be able to get the outward spiral hoop until I come back to California because the store was closed when she ordered. Despite that, I still have another hoop that I made with whatever I can find, and it works really well. Also, where is Jenna and Will? And add me on your 3DS. I want to challenge you to a Pokemon battle. Anyways, what should I do with my YouTube channel? Should I use my name or keep it ambig... Okay, help me out here. Ambiguous? Ambiguous? What?
Should I use my name or keep it ambiguous?
What's ambiguous? Like secretive?
Like hard to figure out.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, Bonnie did have her baby. We talked about that last week a little bit. So patience with the hoop. If you have a hoop, embrace what you have, and outward spiral hoops will fall into your life as they will. If you guys don't know what an outward spiral hoop is, well, look at that. I have one right here. Outward Spiral is Bonnie Brown, who is a very, very dear friend of mine. She makes excellent hoops, very expertly crafted, and she puts a lot of love into them. So if you're interested in getting a hoop, you can go to hoopingLIVE.com and use the discount code hoopingLIVE, right? It's on the website. You get a little discount on the hoops. If you have questions about hoops, if you're trying to get your first one, or if you just kind of want to talk to someone about what your next hoop should be, you can email us at hoops. You can email us at hoops@hoopinglive, and it will go directly to Bonnie, and you can get some information on it. Now, if you want to just email Hooping Live in general, like if you want to be a part of the team and help with Hooping Live knickknacks, or you have a comment, question, concern, or a big one for me is a kind of a recommendation on what you think should happen on the show or a suggestion, you can email info@hoopinglive.com. So again, that's info@hoopinglive.com for questions, comments, and concerns, and hoops@hoopinglive.com for all of your hooping questions and needs. I'm getting so good at that. Anyway, and Will and Jenna. Jenna has been busy. You know, she is in school still. Will's been doing some work stuff. You know, we are just kind of getting the ball rolling again on the show. So they'll be back in time, and we'll also have some cool special guests on the show. I've been taking a lot of y'all's suggestions, which, like I said, comment down below, even if the show's over, someone you might want to see on the show, or any ideas you might have, like anything at all that you think would make Hooping Live cooler. Please let me know, because the show is all for you guys, and I want to make y'all happy. Y'all are my family. So anyway, in terms of 3DS, and I'm being totally dead serious about this, guys. If you guys have 3DS or a Wii, a PlayStation 4, or an Xbox, put your gamer tag, send it to me, put it in a comment. Actually, I'm going to create something somewhere. I'll let you guys know, but I want to create like a little forum for gaming hoopers, or hoopers who game, so we can all switcheroo our gamer tags and have Pokemon battles. But mine, I think, is Audrey with 3 E's. But I don't know for sure, so I'll let you guys know. But yes, let me know if you guys are interested in me starting some sort of gaming group, because I love video games so much, you guys. It's kind of an issue. But in terms of YouTube channel, I always suggest, well, I don't always suggest, but I suggest now, especially after working with Craig, using your actual name. I wish I would have done that for my original YouTube channel, so it wouldn't be X Hello Dino 0, which I made when I was like scene. So I suggest using your real name. I mean, if you have like kind of like how yogis or yoga people kind of have their spiritual names, if you have something like that, you can do it, and I'm sure it'll be fine. But you know, I always just suggest using your real name, and then if you have a cute nickname you want to use, you can just add that in there wherever your heart desires. So we have a comment from Ray Ann Peruganan. That name is a poet and it knows it. Says, tips on getting a smoother flow. I tend to have trouble putting all my tricks and moves together without awkwardly transitioning. I need to shut that door, it's bothering me. Okay, that's a good question. We get this question a lot on the show. So let's have a little flow talk real quick, guys. And I know this has been a subject in the community that has kind of bothered people. It's a heavy topic. Flow is a heavy topic because it is something that cannot be taught. You can't just kind of give yourself a date for it to just happen, because that's not how it works. It's just something that happens. For me, it took years and years of practicing and dancing and being around other hoopers. What, my hair is bothering me so bad right now, guys. 1 second. I need to look like a wild child. There we go. Get some zhoosh in it. All right, there we go. Stop looking at yourself, Audrey. That's weird. Okay, there. Anyway, it looks exactly the same. Flow is just going to happen. You know, you can, or people, I don't want to say you, I don't want to make it too direct, but think that if I practice X amount of hours, if I learn all these tricks, if I learn all these transitions, then I'll have flow. It's honestly a tool bag of everything. If you like learn the tricks, learn how to dance without your hoop, learn how to love the hoop. That's a big one, like loving the hoop, loving your inner dancer. And for me, the big one, like I said, was becoming involved with the hooping community and hooping with other people. And over time, you'll just kind of start developing. For me, flow felt like pop-ups, kind of like what is happening? I swear, comfort with the hoop. It was just kind of like one day. It feels like you don't have to think anymore, and you just kind of get lost in the hoop. And there's a difference between, like, you know, having a really great hoop sesh and feeling flow. You will just know. You won't question it, like, oh, was that flow? Or you just know. And it took me, and we kind of talked about this a few shows ago, or maybe it was last week we talked about this. I don't think I really, really felt my flow until about 2.5 years ago. And that was after I really became involved with Hoop Path, which they're having the last kind of Hoop Path this year. They're still going to do something that's Hoop Path E in the following years, but this year's the last like big retreat. So if you haven't gone, I really suggest going. When it gets closer to that date, we'll talk more, because I want to try to help send a few people to Hoop Path. So get excited for that. But yeah, being involved with the community and learning about your inner dancer, that's how I found flow. Let's see. But anyway, yeah, to get a smoother flow, I mean, you don't really get smoother flow. You can get smoother tricks and stuff. But that, like I said, that's just going to come with time. When you discover how you like to move, that kind of smoothness will happen itself. I'm going to start babbling on forever about flow, so I'm going to not, I won't get into that much further. But last week I suggested this, and I'll suggest it one more time. Get a hooping diary. Just get any kind of spiral notebook or go out and buy a special notebook. And if you're hitting a plateau, or maybe you're at a hooping thing and you want to write some notes on a lesson or sketch something, or you can't hoop and you want to write about it, who is calling me? Do that. So have a hooping journal. I love mine. It's, I don't commit like where I have to write every day, because that's when I'll get stressed out and just won't write at all. But if I'm in a weird place and I can't hoop, or if I'm just not in the mood to hoop, sometimes I'm gonna write about why I don't feel like hooping. Like today, I think it's dumb. I'm not feeling connected to my hoop. I don't know why I'm not feeling connected. And then by the end of the diary entry, I figured out why I don't feel connected to the hoop, and I'm hooping it up. It's just how it works. But yeah, if you guys end up getting a hooping diary, let me know, because I really like to see if you guys end up taking that advice and if it works for you. We have a comment now from Kelly. I'll just stick with Kelly and not all the numbers after that. Numbers are not my thing. Says, for a 22-year-old beginner, what kind of hoop should I buy? Can I get a good one from Walmart? I would say, I don't suggest Walmart hoops. I know a lot of people give them crap, but I've actually gotten a Walmart hoop before. Took all the tape off, snapped it open, poured the water out, put it back together, and then used some gaffer's tape to make it heavier, and I've made those work. Now, if you're a beginner and you have the ability to buy a nice hoop, Outward Spiral is a great place to get those hoops. I would suggest just a basic big hoop to start with. If you want to go ahead and, like I said earlier, hoops at hoopingLIVE.com, you can directly talk to Bonnie, and she can kind of help customize as to, what kind of hoop you want, with where you are and what your needs are. But I suggest getting a bigger, heavy hoop and just starting to play with that. Ordering online is fine. Now, if you can find one in your local area, if you go to, hoopcity.ca, that's a bunch of forums, like hooping forums, that you can find local hoopers, or, Facebook has a bunch of stuff too. So maybe that can help. But no, technically you can't get a good beginner hoop at Walmart. So I'm going to go ahead and say no on that one. Kara, that's a pretty name. Alvarez? Kara Alvarez, that's a pretty name. Says, why is it hard to ankle hoop? Ankle hoop. Pronunciate, Audrey. I think it's hard because it hurts. I'll show you guys ankle hooping. I don't know if this is going to work out very well, but we'll find out together, won't we? God, I'm going to not want to do this, but I will. Okay. We'll use a lighter hoop. So ankle hooping, it's might be hard with my shag carpet. So that's pretty much ankle hooping. Now, when you do it, you can, I've seen really cool stuff before where people, oh geez, come on, will like pop their feet in and out and kind of do like cute little like dance moves and then bring it back around. For me, like I said, I think ankle hooping is just uncomfortable, and it just doesn't feel good. So whenever I want to do something with ankle hooping, I will try to wear boots. Ugg boots have always worked out really well for me. Now, to get ankle hooping so it's a little bit more smooth, just kind of practice what you need to do and the steps you need to take to keep the hoop getting that momentum without having to kind of be awkward with it. But like I said, I've seen people do cute little things where it looks kind of like they're like hip hop dancing almost, and the hoop's just kind of breaking on their ankles. That sounded horrible, breaking on their ankles. But it's really cool. I've seen some really cool ankle hooping before. So practice makes perfect, guys. God, I'm so popular. Now, I'm not popular at all, actually. Let's see here. Speaking of popularity, I want to tell you guys about something crazy with one of the hooping videos. I'll tell you this first, and then we'll get back to the comments. So we found out last week that the Shake It Off video is like over 4.3 million views now. And I was going through some of the comments today on it, and usually I let stuff really affect me, like mean comments. I've always been very sensitive about that stuff. I've gotten a lot better about it, though. I've learned to really kind of brush it off. But especially on Facebook, and when things are shared and get viral, there's a lot of criticism. And even though there was criticism on the video, I saw so much love from hoopers and non-hoopers. So I was just really impressed with that. And it made my day to know that the video really did reach that many people in a positive way. I mean, that's awesome. And if that video made 5 people huge hoopers and love hooping and changed their life, then even just one hooper, if one person was saved by the hoop because of that video, then I would say my job is done here, because that's awesome. But I just want to thank you guys again for all the love and support from that video, because it exploded. It was really cool. I still get a lot of crap for what I'm wearing in the video, but I feel like I need to vouch for myself every time someone's like, go put some clothes on. I was like, I didn't know it was going to get over 4 million views, or I would have put more clothes on. But no, it was. I woke up that morning and I was sleeping in, I was sleeping in that outfit. I was sleeping in a sports bra and some shorts and socks, and I heard the Shake It Off song for the first time, and I'm like, well, I'm feeling super spunky and dancy, so I flip open my MacBook, not even using my normal camera, and it was just kind of a whim. So, I guess I'll keep that in mind next time I make a video. But, if you're a hooper, you know that the less clothes you wear, the easier it is to have the hoop grip to you. So that's all that matters. And that's all I'll say on that note as well. Okay, so J Viv says, Audrey, this is my first time actually catching your show live. Oh, cool. I always have to watch them after the fact. So I've been meaning to ask you. I see people do legit ankle hooping, but ugh, it hurts. Oh, see? Do you have any tips? By the way, awesome show. I learned a lot from you. Oh, such a nice comment. Glad I was able to help you with any learnable needs that you had. And I'm glad you're watching the show live for the first time. That's always exciting. I love doing the whole live thing. It makes me feel way more connected to you, to all of you. But seriously, it's pretty cool. But yeah, ankle hooping. Everyone is interested in ankle hooping today, it looks like. But anyway, yes, it does hurt. I'm glad she said that, so like verified what I just said. Wearing boots has always helped. If you want to like wear socks and double up near the ankle area, just kind of keep it protected. I see, for me, I have this grip tape that Bonnie Brown sells. It's great stuff. It's kind of like Velcro, so it sticks to clothes a lot better. So that really helps too if like you're wanting to do like the double up on socks.
Audrey, this is the second time you've mentioned boots. So could you ankle hoop in these Italian mountain climbing boots?
Probably, but not. I wouldn't recommend those for them. Those are gorgeous boots, though. Oh my God.
I restored these for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, those are so cute.
They're size 6.
I do have little pixie feet. Oh my God, those are gorgeous.
They're Italian, all leather inside and out. Can you see the inside a little bit?
I can. I would not want to hoop with those, though. They're too pretty.
Okay.
But those are gorgeous. You restored those yourself?
Well, actually, I just serviced them. They didn't really need restoration. They were in perfect shape. I just treated the leather and cleaned them up, and they were already in really good shape.
Nice. Cool. Well, I'm excited to see them. But no, I wouldn't suggest those, but those are gorgeous shoes. Like I just said, I hoop in Uggs especially ankle hooping, because it just kind of, they still kind of have that skin-ish kind of suede to them, so it helps do that. But whatever works. Just try different things, guys. See what works for you. But what was it? Any tips? In terms of tips with ankle hooping, let's see. Let me go grab my boots real quick. 1 second, guys. We're gonna make this work. Okay. Let's see. These are going to make my feet look huge, guys. They're a size too big, but they are oh so comfy. Okay. So why I like to do these is because for some reason I feel like the original ones kind of have a little bit more grippy to them. Let's see here. Okay. So ankle hooping. Let's do it. Now, when I learned to ankle hoop, you guys, I started with just working it on my knees, because knee hooping, the kind of motions you do with it is pretty much the same kind of thing you're going to want to do on your ankles. So to get it down to my ankles, I just kind of practiced letting the hoop drop. The other thing you can do is, if you do know how to do the little Kickstarter move where the hoop's on the ground and you just kind of kick it to get it up to your knees, that's another thing you can do. So see, there's just so much padding right here that it just makes it less painful to do the ankle hooping. So pretty much what I do to start it, if I'm not doing it on my knees, is I put the hoop right there, and I just take my foot and I kick it, and then bring my other foot right back in and continue with the motions. Now, with this one, you have to be careful that it doesn't like completely fall to the ground, but you just kind of catch it on the curve of your foot, and it's that same kind of kicking motion. So right now I'm just using one foot to kind of, as the hoop's coming around, just kind of kicking it lightly, but when I kick it, it's not just going straight forward, it's kind of pushing. It's almost like a paddle, like you're paddling the hoop around the stable foot. Okay, there we go. So you can kind of see that this one is just standing still. Now, I suggest switching and being able to kind of do it with both feet. So then when you want to start making it look a little bit more graceful, you can kind of switch back and forth. Now, I'm not very good at ankle hooping. I don't do it a whole lot, so I can't guarantee you a bunch of grace in all of this. But one thing I do like to do when I'm ankle hooping is if I'm turning, trying to like kind of see like how cute you can make your legs. But something that's kind of fun to do. Jeez, okay. I'm struggling. I'm struggling today, guys. There we go. Oh my god. I'm wearing myself slick. That's why I like to start it on my knees, because I feel like it gets me a little bit more momentum. And doing this on shag carpet is not the best idea. I suggest doing it on some sort of like wooden floor or tile floor, because when you're ankle hooping, the hoop is going to be on, like touching the ground. So it will drag and get caught on whatever material you're hooping on. So I'll tell you right now, shag carpet is not a great idea. But something that you can do is when you're ankle hooping, you can break the hoop like this. You can reverse it Pretty much like anything you would do with your shoulders, but kind of with your feet instead. Now, what's cute about the ankle hooping is that when you do this, when you can kind of like make it cute, and I'm not going to do it right now. This is too hard on shag carpet, but you can break it kind of like this, or, you know, just something kind of cute like that. Let's see if I can do it. But just get creative with your feet movements because it gives you this opportunity to open up all of your upper body and dance more. So, you know, you can think about doing stuff like where it's like, and yeah, anyway, hopefully that made sense and I didn't sound like a crazy person just then. But yeah, I mean, ankle hooping can be really cute, especially if you get it down pat and don't hurt yourself too much. Let's just say I have had very bruised ankles from doing it. But yeah. Also, since we're talking about this right now, if you guys ever learn something from the show or from one of my videos, it would mean the world to me. I feel like I'm talking really loud. I gotta catch my breath. It means the world to me if you guys like make a video showing what you learned or talking about what you learned, because it not only is awesome to see, but it also helps me know what works for you guys, like what methods of teaching really hit home. So don't be shy if you guys ever want to make a video showing me what you learned, what you got yourself learned. Okay, so we have a comment. Oh, we have a comment from Josh Leibowitz. It says, "Hi, beautiful. Is 42 inches good size for an individual who is 5'11" tall? 4'2". Yeah. Obviously, as long as it's weighted, it should help. See, I used 42-inch hoop, and I am 5'4" when I very first started. So depends on kind of what you're trying to do. I always suggest having the hoop hit about your belly button. Now, this 42-inch hoop, I think, hit like a little bit above it, but good starting hoops are typically going to be kind of in this area. But yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit. Belly Hooping Goddess says, "How much time spent hooping do you recommend each day to enhance weight loss?" I would say an hour or two. With the weight loss thing, it's going to have to be, and I do not quote me on this, guys. I'm kind of more into the spiritual aspect of hooping. I'm trying to learn more about like muscle gaining and weight loss and stuff with it. I don't focus on that a whole lot. It just kind of is something that's been an added bonus. But I would say an hour of really intense hooping. And if you're doing that, I mean, dancing obviously helps a lot, but if you're trying to like maybe gain some core like muscle, I'll show you guys a few kind of working out-ish moves that I do because I don't like going to the gym and doing squats and stuff. Now, I know those are really important and that you really can't, I mean, I guess you could, but if you want to build muscle, like, you know, the going and doing the muscle building is what's going to be, you know, really effective. But, and this is just a side, like a disclaimer, because I want to put that out there. Obviously, diet is huge. And I know that you probably already know this, but diet is so important. And I didn't really, when people told me that, I was like, well, obviously, duh. But until I actually really started focusing on having a good diet and putting good things in my body, I didn't really understand it. But now that I do, I'm just such an avid believer in it. So if you can focus on your diet and then be as active as you can, however that is, if it's hula hooping, going to the gym, then you should be set. But like I said, I don't like going to the gym because I kind of feel like a hamster. So I figure out everything that I can to get the same benefits without having to go to the gym. But some things I just have to go to the gym for. But for core stuff, Weighted, by the way, guys, weighted hoops like this one, I would not suggest using for trying to gain some musculars or tone up a little bit. I have a heavier hoop that I use. It's not like one of those big workout ones. Those things are painful with like the ridges on the inside. Mine's just pretty much a hoop about right here, the 42 inches. I think it's actually like 38 inches, but it's bigger and it has a lot of gaffer's tape on it. So it's just nice and heavy. I think, yeah, it's about to my belly button because when you're doing stuff like this, you don't want it to like hit the ground. But what I'll do is I'll go on my toes, like the balls of my feet on the toe part, and I will just focus in on my core, and I'll push out with my stomach, kind of like you can just bounce, but with this one I will kind of push out with my core. And you can also kind of like just really honestly just focusing on the core, because like I said, I can just use my toes to bounce, but if I'm going to kind of plant my feet and focus on kind of pushing with my stomach, it's always been really helpful for me to get the kind of a toned area. And you can also do a sky, which is the same kind of thing, just really focusing on the core area and using it to push the hoop. In terms of, let's see, what else is really nice. I found that if you want to balance a heavy hoop, sometimes that can help with not only balancing, but kind of holding a consistent weight. You can kind of just like, you know, up and down. It's helped a little bit when I was in a situation where that's all I could do in terms of working out and weights. It worked a little bit, but obviously I don't have very big muscles, so I look very awkward when I try to lift weights. It's like you'd think my arm's gonna fall off or something. Not cute. Anyway, so hopefully that will help. Let's see, Kelly says again, or who commented previously says, how big of a hoop should I get? Also, I've heard people suggest polypro hoops. Would you agree with that? Like I said, to your belly button is a good starter hoop. And polypro is great. I suggest waiting a little bit on that. Now, if you want to get kind of like a love bundle, which is what I call my bundle of hoops, and you're starting, I would suggest a big, heavy kind of day hoop that you can beat up a little bit, that's heavier, bigger, good for learning your basic tricks. And then getting a smaller one, maybe two smaller ones that are like 32 inches, so you can do some off-body stuff with twins. They can be used on body over time, but they'll be lighter, so you can do stuff like isolations or crazy twirls, because those bigger beginner hoops can be really hard to twirl around. So I suggest having a big heavy one and a couple lighter small ones to play with, just to start out with at least. Let's see, I keep saying again, sorry guys. But yeah, anyway, polypro, I would start. And don't get your big heavy hoop as polypro, because you want that hoop to, its purpose is to be bigger and heavy. So I would suggest the original, let's see, I'll show you guys. This one is, well, we'll just go all into it. This one is polypro, the one that I got from Bonnie. Now this one is from Christina Britton, who is Mercury Hoops. This is HDPE. It's a little bit of a harder material. It's harder than polypro. It's not a big difference in the feeling. This one just, I feel like it's a little whippier. It doesn't feel as smooth as polypro, but to each his own. And you can see through the tears of this tape, that black tubing. Now that's the PSI tubing from like Lowe's. It's heavier, which is kind of nice. I would suggest that being your day hoop. And then once you kind of get the hang of hooping and it feels more comfortable and you're like, yes, I want to do this, I want to graduate to a new hoop, you know, you'll go from a 40-inch hoop to maybe a 38-inch hoop. And if you want to get Poly Pro just to have it and play with, go for it. It's fun to have, but the reason I like Poly Pro is because it's lighter, whippier, and that's kind of how I like to hoop. But to each his own. Like I said, hoops at hoopinglive.com if you want more information on what you should get. We are about to run out of time, guys, so I'm going to answer these last few questions and I'll wrap up the show. We have from X0 Livers. Livers? I don't know. I like it. Says, hello, Pedal. I have a question. Is there anything in specific that you have done to maximize your ability to learn and grow as a hooper? Any steps you've taken to really pick up your pace with the learning process? I know obviously you learned at your own pace, but just wondering if there were any things in specific that you really helped you solidify your foundation in hooping. Thanks. That's a really great question. And yes, becoming involved in the community. If we're going to set aside practicing and YouTube and all that stuff, which do as you will, it's becoming a part of the community, finding local hoop jams, going to local classes and meeting the teachers in your area, going to stuff like Hoop Path or HoopCon. And that doesn't really include like Electric Forest or music festivals. Those are great too, but specific things that are meant for hoopers and flow artists, I think, are so important.
Watching Hooping Live.
Right, but I'm talking about outside of internet stuff. I think the most important thing is, and honestly, Hooping Live, that's one of the reasons why Craig and I thought it up, was because I am such an avid believer that being involved in the community and being friends with other hoopers and watching other hoopers is so important that I wanted to bring something to the internet so you could kind of give that as live as you can. So it's like you're talking to a hooper live right now and watching a hooper live, maybe you're hooping too. So if you're in an area where maybe you can't go to a hoop jam, this is, you know, as close as you can get. But yeah, going to stuff like that and just really becoming involved helps a lot. I stand by this to this day. I do not feel like I became a true hooper inside and out or found flow until I went to Hoop Path and became part of the hooping family. So that's what I'm going to give you guys with that. And I hope that you take that advice. And if you haven't gotten out there and made some hooping friends in your area, that you do so. And hopefully it'll enlighten that hoop path that you are on. I like how intense I get when I talk about that. And I just get very into it. Anyway, Smiley with Deluxe. Smiley with Deluxe. Dreadlocks. I like it. So this is my first time catching you live too. Can you give some tips for foot hooping? Everyone is on this foot hooping thing today. Yeah, I'm really glad that you're seeing the show live for the first time. It's always fun to feel like you're there. Foot hooping. Yes, wear boots. Don't hurt yourself. Practice the little kicks and breaks and stuff. Go back and watch this episode because I just gave a huge thing about it. But yeah, I'll try to put a little like mile marker on the video. So when we're done and we've wrapped up the show, you guys can go back and rewatch. Just saw a bug. Rewatch when I was teaching that. All right, last two comments. Aiden Amavi says, "Hey Audrey, Craig, and Hooping Live fam. It's my first time watching the show live as well." Look at this. Everyone's just watching the show for the first time live today. That's cool. I really enjoy everyone's vibe, passion, and ambition. I'd love to know more about Hooping Live's family ambitions with the show and hear more about the spiritual side of hooping. Okay, well, we have a few videos on the YouTube channel that talk about spirituality and hooping. I do think that it's something that can really connect you to your, really help connect you to yourself. If you want to become a part of the Hooping Live family, like I said earlier in the show, email us at info@hoopinglive.com. Make the subject line maybe like Hooping Live family or something like that. And if you want to be part of the team, we are always looking to have more people help with social media stuff, comments, all sorts of stuff. We have a great little list of things that we always need help with, and it's kind of fun to get connected to you guys. So thank you for the sweet comment, though. I'm glad that you're enjoying the show, and we love you, too. So last comment for the night is from Samantha YPG. No, WPG. Oh my gosh, this shows you how dyslexic I am right now. WPG, YPG, which is good too. Says, Audrey Shearer, you have taught me a lot of hooping skills. I appreciate your amazing suggestions. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that my videos have helped you and a lot of other people. That's always very satisfying to know. But with that, I'm going to take that as the last comment. You guys rocked it tonight with those comments. I mean, you guys asked some great stuff. Once again, this is Hooping Live every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you don't know, now you know. My name is Audrey, Audrey Shearer. Like us on Facebook. We have Twitter and all these really cool social media accounts for Hooping Live. Hoopinglive.com is where you can find out all of that information. So yeah, hopefully we will see you guys next week. I'm posting the movie that I was in on the Hooping Live page. I have it up right now, so I'll be able to do that right when we sign off. But until next time, guys, happy hooping in the show.